Unlock your potential in ESG.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Unlock ESG is where you learn all about ESG. Hosted by Matters Academy, featuring in-depth discussions with seasoned sustainability practitioners to share the latest trends and solutions shaping our world today. You can stream video on Spotify and YouTube, and stream anywhere you get podcasts you can follow. Anyone out there that would like to give us any feedback or topics you're interested in, hit us up at our social media channels or send us an email to podcast@matters.academy. Today, we will be continuing our journey exploring the Future Fit Business Benchmark. If you have been following along, you know that we have previously explored the methodology behind the Future Fit Business Benchmark and its break-even goals. Today, we are moving to the positive pursuit. We mentioned this briefly in a previous episode, but we will be examining them more at length today. If you need a refresher on what the Future Fit Business Benchmark and the break-even goals are, the links to the videos can be found in the description. As a key aspect of the benchmark that goes beyond merely avoiding harm and aims at creating positive impacts, the positive pursuits are actions that businesses can take to create positive outcomes for society and the environment. They are designed to complement the break-even goals by encouraging companies to proactively contribute to a future-fit society. So how do they differ? While break-even goals focus on minimizing negative impacts, positive pursuits aim to enhance positive contributions. This dual approach ensures that businesses not only are avoiding doing harm, but are also playing an active role in fostering a sustainable future. How can a company contribute to positive pursuits? They can do so in one of three ways. First, by creating positive impact itself through restoring the environment through its own operational activities, or removing barriers to well-being for people beyond those the company is wholly accountable for. Second, by reducing the negative impact of others through enabling others to avoid degrading the environment, or enabling others to remove barriers to well-being for people they are wholly accountable for. Third, by amplifying the positive impact of others through enabling others to restore the environment, or enabling others to remove barriers to well-being for people beyond those they are wholly accountable for. The Future Fit Business Benchmark outlines the 8 critical areas, reflecting the properties of a future-fit society: energy, water, natural resources, pollution, waste, physical presence, people, and drivers. The positive pursuits outlined also follow these 8 areas. There are a total of 24 positive pursuits under these 8 critical areas, translating the 3 ways mentioned into actionable guidance. It's important to note that the positive pursuits should not be seen as isolated activities carried out in a vacuum. Instead, they should be understood as systemic interventions required coordinated actions among multiple actors, with the company being just one participant among many. These initiatives are typically complex and necessitate holistic planning. In other words, positive pursuits are not solo efforts, but need teamwork and careful planning with many different participants involved, and everyone can contribute in different ways. As with the rest of the benchmark, the 24 positive pursuits were formulated in an easy-to-understand and concise way to help business leaders make credible and effective contributions. The positive pursuits do not prescribe specific actions. Instead, they serve as categories that encompass similar outcomes achievable through a range of different actions and approaches. One action may contribute to more than one positive pursuit. Here's a quick glance at them all. Now, let's delve into these and explore how companies can engage in positive pursuits to drive meaningful change. Energy is a fundamental aspect of a future-fit society, where energy is renewable and accessible to all. One key positive pursuit in this area is reducing reliance on renewable energy sources. This can be achieved by increasing the availability of renewable energy or by developing more energy-efficient processes. For example, a company might install a wind farm in a region dominated by coal-fired power plants, thereby increasing the share of renewable energy in the grid. Alternatively, a company could innovate a less energy-intensive method for producing a commonly used chemical, significantly reducing overall energy consumption. Another positive pursuit related to energy is expanding access to energy. Many people around the world still lack reliable access to electricity and clean cooking facilities. Companies can address this by providing renewable energy solutions to underserved communities. For instance, setting up community-level microgrids in remote villages or funding connections to national energy grids can dramatically improve the quality of life for these populations, even if the initial energy provided isn't entirely renewable. Water is another critical resource, and in a future-fit society, it should be responsibly sourced and freely available to all. One positive pursuit here involves reducing water stress. Companies can contribute by making more clean water available or by helping others use water more efficiently. This could involve supporting the installation of rainwater harvesting systems in water-stressed areas, or developing innovative water treatment technologies that convert wastewater into potable water. Ensuring access to clean water is equally important. Many communities lack sufficient access to clean water for drinking, cooking, and sanitation. Companies can make a significant impact by providing water purification technologies or infrastructure projects that bring clean water to remote areas. For example, developing and donating water purification tablets to drought-stricken communities or installing pipelines to connect remote areas to water reservoirs can greatly enhance water security and public health. Natural resources management is essential to safeguard ecosystems, communities, and future generations. Positive pursuits in this category aim to reduce dependency on inadequately managed natural resources. This can be achieved by increasing the availability of responsibly managed resources or by transforming existing practices to be more sustainable. For instance, a company might develop synthetic alternatives to natural resources, such as lab-grown diamonds, which can reduce the environmental impact of mining. Alternatively, companies can train farmers in sustainable agriculture practices that improve soil health and biodiversity. Pollution and waste management are also vital areas where positive pursuits can make a difference. Companies can work to reduce pollution by developing cleaner production methods or by supporting initiatives that reduce emissions and waste. For example, creating a closed-loop production system that reuses materials can significantly reduce waste and pollution. Additionally, companies can invest in technologies that capture and eliminate pollutants before they enter the environment. For physical presence, companies can take steps to minimize their impact on local communities and ecosystems. This might include designing buildings and facilities that blend harmoniously with the natural environment, or supporting local conservation efforts. Ensuring that business operations do not encroach on protected areas or disrupt local biodiversity is crucial for fostering a sustainable coexistence with nature. People are at the heart of any future-fit society, and positive pursuits in this area focus on enhancing human well-being and equality. Companies can contribute by ensuring fair labor practices, promoting diversity and inclusion, and supporting education and economic opportunities. For instance, implementing fair wage policies, creating inclusive workplaces, and investing in community education programs can help build a more equitable society. Drivers refer to the underlying factors that influence a company's ability to pursue positive outcomes. This includes governance, transparency, and innovation. Companies can engage in positive pursuits by adopting transparent governance practices, investing in research and development for sustainable technologies, and fostering a culture of continuous improvement. For example, establishing clear and accountable governance structures can enhance trust and drive better decision-making, while investing in innovative solutions can position a company as a leader in sustainability. For companies that want to enhance transparency by reporting on their contributions to positive pursuits, the Future Fit Business Benchmark Strategic Tool provides guidance on how to assess and report on positive pursuits, ensuring that companies can accurately measure their impact and communicate their progress to stakeholders. Effective reporting should involve not just sharing data, but also telling the story behind the numbers, highlighting the real-world impacts of the company's actions. The assessment of positive pursuits involves evaluating the extent to which a company's actions are contributing to positive outcomes, which requires setting clear targets, tracking progress, and gathering data to demonstrate impact. Companies should identify specific metrics relevant to their positive pursuits and establish baseline measurements. For instance, if a company aims to increase renewable energy availability, it might track the amount of renewable energy generated and the reductions in non-renewable energy usage. Creating or contributing to positive impact also involves understanding the broader context and potential unintended consequences. A holistic approach is necessary to ensure that positive pursuits do not inevitably cause harm elsewhere. For example, while providing energy access to underserved communities is a positive step, it is important to consider the source of the energy and any associated environmental impacts. Continuous monitoring and evaluations help in identifying and addressing such issues. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. New episodes on Friday bi-weekly. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Matters Academy. Thank you and see you next time.